Back to Spitball Sports. How's it going, Scott?
Good. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just regrouping here. Regroup, you know?
I saw that. Hey, what are you going to do, dude?
I don't know. You know what's bad is I'm glad I figured it out because it was going to the politics podcast page. And we don't want to be there. Yeah, we don't want to be there.
No, I don't want anything to do with that shit.
Me neither, because that would just be, that's already ugly. I'm half tempted
to pull right now.
Pull the plug. Let's see. Chris says, hi, hey, Chris. That's our friend from Falls Count Anywhere, which got a pretty cool guest coming up. Big John Stud's son, Sean Stud, who's a wrestler himself. Looks just like him. He'll be joining us.
Awesome. He was one of my favorite villains, man.
Oh, I know, wasn't he? He was like, to me, I forgot where he was. I think he was from, and it was weird. I think he was from Washington, D.C., they said. But he looked like he'd have been much better if he was from the South or something. Like,
he fit the South image. I mean, yeah, he looked like a redneck, really. A big redneck.
Alabama would have been perfect, you know.
He just had that intimidating. He was an intimidating looking dude.
I know. He was great. So,
dude, real quick, on that note, I heard Shred and Reagan today were talking about wrestlers. And they were talking about, do you know that big, fat Samoan type dude? What the hell was his name? Come on, Chris.
What years? Like
90s, 2000s.
Rikishi?
No. It was an age.
That'd have been too soon.
Anyway, they were talking about this. I think it's the guy that's been in the Adam Sandler movies and shit.
Okay.
You know what? I don't remember. Anyway, they were talking about him. People would come up to him and say wrestling's fake. Yes, it was Yokozuna. I'm sorry.
There you go. Chris got it. Yokozuna.
They were like, dude, he was all mellow and everything. And the one wrestler was talking. He was like, yeah, we were out. Somebody said that wrestling was fake. And he grabbed the dude and had a hold of his eye. Says he was going to pop his eyeball out and eat it if the dude didn't go away or something. And then another guy, he just randomly, because he said something to him, just bit a chunk of his back out and spit it at him.
Oh, fuck. Well,
anyway, we can move on. But I heard that this morning, and I'm like, I had to stop working for a minute and listen, and I'm like, this dude's a lunatic.
Yeah. Well, you know, the one thing I'll say, it's maybe that you know this. I'm just saying this because the results are definitely probably they're set, but obviously they're really getting hurt. They're bleeding for real. They're doing
absolutely.
They're pretty good athletes in their own right. You know,
it's a very violent soap opera.
Yeah, very violent. Yeah. All right. Let's do the finals first, and then I want to talk to you about PGA golf. Okay. The NBA goes tonight. It's game 4. It's 2-1. The Nuggets really beat Miami pretty good on Miami's home court. So here's game 4. Jokic had 32, Murray had 33. Butler played well, 28. Adebayo's still playing. So
love that guy.
Scott, looking at this series, I don't think the Nuggets. I think the game that they lost, even they probably could have won. They were only one shot away from going to, overtime. So I still think they're going to end it in 5. I think they're going to win tonight, Denver. What do you think?
Denver's going to win.
Yeah.
I have zero doubt in my mind they're going to win. I mean, I love Miami's story. I really do. Jimmy Butler's awesome. I love everything about him. I really do. I think it's an admirable group. It's a very admirable group of people that, they're playing together as a team. I know Jimmy Butler's getting all the credit, but I've heard more than I haven't, right? That they're very unselfish.
Yeah.
Dude, they're the 8 seed. They weren't even supposed to be there. And to be in the championship, I know everybody's going to go, well, Jimmy Butler's not going to want to hear it because that's what he heard last year. You made it, which it's pretty impressive that they did. Yeah. I mean, really, because they're playing a fucking giant. I cannot even believe that Denver lost that game, to be honest with you. I expected it to end in 4, truthfully. Yeah. I mean, I know people give them credit, Miami, which I do too. Yeah. I almost wonder if Denver let them win just so to make it a series. I swear to you, man. I mean, I only say that is because Denver could have easily won that game.
Well, then they can go home and win it in 5, and that would be a story because Denver's never won.
I'm not saying that that's what they did.
Right.
Because nobody has – I was listening to a guy talk today, an NBA pundit, and he was talking on the Pat McAfee show, and he said, and I've heard it multiple times in different shows during the week, dude, there's no answer for the guy. Jokic. You can't. There's just if you stop him from scoring, he just passes. So if you're just gonna let him score and that's gonna be your game, it doesn't work either. Like I seriously, the guy's unbelievable, and he doesn't get tired.
Yeah, because I know they said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Game 2, he scored 42 points, but Jamal Murray only had like 16. So that was your
Jamal Murray. I mean, look at that dude.
No, last game he had 33, and Jokic had 32, and he's unselfish. He's the most Jokic is the most unselfish superstar I've ever seen. You know?
You want to hear something about him? Unselfish. He doesn't do interview. He doesn't do media. He doesn't do commercials. They said all he wants to do is play basketball and go home. He doesn't want any of the other crap. So they said that's one of the reasons that they probably one of the reasons he's not on. They're not on TV as much, even though he's the biggest star in the league. That's why, because he's not playing the game. So
and he goes back to Serbia, and that's where his home is. And did you see his brothers are? His brothers are huge, and they're always trying to fight in the crowd. Those guys. Oh yeah, and last game I heard the announcer says, "Oh, there's Jokic's brother. Looks like the Miami fans are trying to fight him, but they're huge. They're as big as him, and they're lunatics." One time they tried to charge the court. I think it was against Phoenix last year, or whatever it was. Those guys fight everyone. Can you imagine? They're coming from Serbia.
They're big dudes like him.
Yeah, they're huge. Yes,
you're shitless. Some 7-footers coming at me, dude. That's like trees.
And they're from Serbia, right? Whole different work. It's nothing like here. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Those guys come here and it's got to be culture shock a little bit. So they're not used to people talking shit.
Dude, they would bite your ear off in a New York minute.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, right. Yes, they don't care.
That's just for jokes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't put those guys in a luxury box. It really surprised me if they let them be in the crowd, but they're always in the crowd.
That they don't play basketball.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. If they were ever any good, or if they ever played.
Brother, right?
They're pretty big. I mean, I don't know. They're big, but their brother is ridiculous because it looks effortless, doesn't it? Like he doesn't look like he's really moving.
I mean, they were pointing it out on shows, and I watched it because I was watching some of the game the other night. In like the third, fourth quarter, those big dudes are usually pretty gassed. You know what I mean? They're kind of trucking, but he's not. He doesn't slow down. You know what I'm saying?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't slow down at all. He's unbelievable, and I'm a big fan. I wasn't before because I really didn't. I pretty tuned in on what's going on, and I just never see him. I just never really, you see more of Giannis, you see Embiid, you see all that, and even Anthony Davis, you see more of, and you don't really want to see him because you want that guy to be good.
No, dude, because as soon as somebody bumps,
yeah, I know. When he gets carted out on a wheelchair.
I always hurt everybody, and until I watched that playoff run with the Lakers, and I watched him do that, and I'm like, dude, like.
Yeah,
how did he get so hurt on that play? He actually broke his leg.
He could be the greatest of all. He really, the size he has, he's probably
been that way. Always since he got into the NBA, has he always been that way, like China, the way he is?
That's a good question because I really don't know. I know he was dominant in college. He comes here. I would like to know when the first injury happened. He's had some big ones. I think as those years have gone on, he's just become more and more gun shy. Like
he's preparing for it to be the be all end all injury, and that's why.
Yeah. And then they don't help any by bringing out the wheelchair or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, they cover him in like a thing my grandmother crocheted, and there he goes. It's ridiculous. They don't help. It's almost like they're making fun of him.
I know they almost make it worse, right?
Uh-huh. That one time, and then we'll go to the NHL. I don't know if you saw it. It was that night on TNT. Shaq and Barkley are there with Eddie Johnson, and who's the other guy? Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith is trying to talk to Eddie Johnson about the game, and then they go to Shaq, and he can't stop laughing. He just can't stop laughing. He's laughing his ass off. And Barkley starts laughing, and then it was really cool. You got to look at it. You can see it on YouTube. It's really funny.
I hit the stop cam button. I don't know how I did that. Could you,
All right.
no, I heard everything you said. I'm sorry.
I gotta check. If you didn't see it, I'll send it to you later. It's very fun.
Yeah, you usually always send me shit.
Yeah, that's very funny. All right, let's go to the NHL. So that's tonight. You can watch at 8:30. The Nuggets game. Nuggets Heat. NHL last night. Florida doing similarly. Coming from. It's funny how they're both together down in South Florida. They come from the 8th seed. They won a big one last night, Game 3, to make it 2-1, overtime goal by Carter Verhaeghe, and 3-2 win. So tomorrow is Game 4 in Florida, and I still think Vegas is just the better. They're just better. They're just better. They're better.
I've been paying attention to it. Well, stat wise more. Yeah. I watch it on my phone sometimes in bed. If I've bet on it, I'll watch it for a couple minutes. But which I had a nice 7-legger that Jackie Aces cost me. I should have known better than to include him in it the other day.
Oh, geez.
And not this game, but the game before, I had a 7-legger of all guys that I thought would at least have 2 shots on goal.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. I nailed all of them, dude. And I'm like, why isn't Eichel taking any shots?
Was that the game he got knocked out?
Yeah. But he came back in, right?
He came back, though, in the third.
Yeah, he set up the game goal. He never took a goal the whole game.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm like, I thought this guy scores fucking goals. Well, he ruined my parlay, dude. I only put $5 on it, but I would have won like $75 because I had so many guys in there, and I had every one of them, dude.
And that's not.
So I stopped betting hockey stuff.
Yeah.
Because I know I'll lose my Florida futures bet.
Game 4, it's huge for that because they could obviously if they make it 2-2, now it's a best of 3.
What is going on with Bobrovsky? What is the deal with this guy?
Yeah, he's kind of hit the wall. He played great last night, though. I'll give him that. He had a good game last night.
His streak of playing awesome is now he's just back to being regular old goalie.
The first 2 games were rough, but then I thought last night he looked back to his normal form like he was. So, that might be tough for Vegas. I mean, no one scored. Again, all they had to do was score 3. They win every game 3-2 in the playoffs. Every game they've won, I got to go back and look. It's had to have been 3-2 or 2-1 all the time. They don't score more than 2 or 3 goals. And I think
I put a couple bucks on betting on Aiden Hill's saves. How many saves is over under on saves? I've been betting. I bet that a couple times, just a couple bucks. I want just maybe double my money or something. But
he's making money. Every save he makes, that guy. He's young and he's a free agent.
He hits a lot. He hits his number. Well, I paid attention to what he was doing. I looked back at his average and what he was doing. I don't know, so I just kind of went with that. And he's pretty good. He's usually right there.
Oh, Robin's here. How you doing, Robin?
Good. How you doing?
Robin, what's up, buddy?
Aiden Hill, though, is making all kinds of money, Scott. You got to love it. He's a rookie, and he's going to be a free agent.
Money. He's gonna make goddamn right he is with the way he's been playing. How could he not?
If he wins a Stanley Cup, somehow becomes, even if he isn't Conn Smythe, it doesn't matter. But if he's Conn Smythe, to be even more.
Who is going to be Conn Smythe?
Ooh, I still lean towards Aiden Hill, but probably Marchessault. He's probably.
There was good odds on him, but I couldn't bet him because they didn't offer it on FanDuel. You can't bet on the MVP of it, and I didn't like going to another site. So
I still think Aiden Hill could be.
That's who I was going to bet was Marchessault and Aiden Hill. Those are the 2.
That's who I like to.
It looked like the Golden Knights right off the bat before the first game. Hearing what everybody was going to say, everybody was saying about them, including you guys. I was like figuring out, and I was listening to them. They were talking about betting it. One of the podcasts had the odds, and they brought up Marchessault and they brought up Aiden Hill because the odds were kind of high for those guys at that time before the series started. Pardon me.
Yeah,
man. Because Aiden Hill was high.
Yeah, he's a big guy, 6'6".
Yeah.
So that makes him really huge on skates.
He's a presence in the net.
Yeah, and he fights too. He's probably, you saw when he was fighting with Kachuk.
He's kind of a dude. Is he a real lean guy? What is he?
He's a lean guy though.
Like Hasek.
I'd probably put him in he's probably 6'6", 2 something, but he's not like 270.
More like a basketball player.
Yeah, he's a thin guy. It's funny, all these goalies, you see them without their pads on, you're stunned.
I've always been stunned. Dude, I never realized that before, right? And when I saw Hasek, and I'm like, that little dude, obviously, compared to what I thought he looked like, right? I'm like, that little guy is stopping and doing it. Wow. I was like, holy shit. And then I started seeing other goalies out of their pads, and I'm like, wow, oh, okay. Well, they got to be bendy and straight. I understand why they'd have to be skinny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, all of them. Like, even Patrick Waugh, probably one of the best of all time. He's tall. Now he's different. He's an older man. But before, you see him, and you think, oh, okay, he's a tall guy. That's it. He's your normal guy you'd see walking down the street.
Right.
Certainly in great shape and all that. But you're not seeing – and you're right. How could they be
wowed by him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really cool. All right, so that's the NHL. That's tomorrow night.
I got a tennis question for you.
Oh, okay.
I got to ask you about this, dude. And I have to bring it up, and I know it was on another show. It was on the Pat McAfee show, but I still have to bring it up because I've never seen this before, and I don't know if you're going to know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Well, if you Google it, you will see it. Okay? Not big on the tennis players. The Joker, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's playing tennis. Somebody, he looks over, I guess, at some people that must be his crew, right? They're in the crowd. They're in the crowd seats. First, like 3 rows. They're kind of like a diamond shape, the way they're seated, right?
Right.
You see the guy, he takes out this bottle, right? There's a dude sitting here, dude sitting here. Dude sitting here is looking around. Old guy. He's looking around to see who's watching.
Okay.
This dude's he's pouring something in there. He's pouring something else in there. He's mixing some shit up. I don't know what he's mixing or what he's doing.
Wow. Yeah.
Then there's a guy sitting next to him talking on the phone, but he's sitting like this, so you can see the guy making everything. The old guy next to him grabs him by the shoulder, points at the camera, moves him forward, so now he's blocking. So he's moved up. He's like this. Another guy's like this on the other side, and this guy's shaking his thing. Hands it to this girl. The girl runs it over to him. I'm like,
what the fuck did
we just see? What was that?
What did you read? Was there anything?
Nobody knows. I didn't hear an answer.
That's bizarre. I didn't see it.
The weirdest shit I've ever seen, John. It looked like, I'm like, what is this guy? Got a fucking bartender in the crowd to do his makeup?
Yeah. That's wild. I got it. There's another thing I'll have to look up. I'll have to see that.
Some tennis girl in a tennis skirt took it from the guy and ran it over to him.
Wow.
And it was wild. You got to see the dude, the old man pushing the kid forward that's on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, dude, move forward. You got to play. This is your time to block.
Yeah.
And then the guy literally is sitting all fucked up in his seat, trying to and blocking everything that the dude's doing.
Gotta find out. Someone's got to find out what the hell is going on.
We need to know. We need to know what the fuck's going on at tennis.
Fuck, I missed that. I would have loved to have seen that. I did not see that at all. What tennis is going on right now? What is it? There's some tournament, right? There's a big. I don't know.
Oh shit! They said where they were at.
Twitter a lot. I can't. I don't follow it much.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not a big tennis guy.
Well, why don't we go to something else that I don't follow as much, but I follow this story, and we talked about it on this show, the LIV golf thing and PGA. And PGA was very, very holier than everyone else. They weren't going to do nothing. And that blah blah blah. And well, they did something. They have all came back together. Yeah. Rory McIlroy. Wow.
Right.
Mm. If I'm what's his name? Who's the lefty? Why am I forgetting his name? The guy you like, Phil Mickelson. I kind of would be laughing a little bit at everyone because this was going to happen. It was inevitable.
How about Tiger not taking that 800?
Yeah.
Was it billion? 800 billion?
I think it was a million, almost $1 billion.
Almost $1 billion contract. How about all those guys not taking any of those contracts?
Stupid.
That's generational wealth, right?
Sure is.
Your kids, if you do it right,
yeah.
Now you got to go, John. It's like asking you, hey man, we're closing the Chevy plant. You're going to work at Ford because they're buying this place. You got a job or you don't? We'll pay you $30 an hour. No. Okay. Guess what, Chevy? Yeah, guys, we're merging. John, we're going to start you at like 15.
Yeah.
They decided to come over before he's making 20, doing the same job as you. Sorry about it.
That's right.
That's gonna suck, dude. I'm sure they're going to do right by them guys. They would have to, I would imagine.
Well,
because the discrepancy in pay is going to be so different.
I heard that some of the guys had to pay the PGA some money. You know, the PGA is a non-for-profit. I never knew that.
How does that happen?
Isn't that something? Did you know that, Robin?
I did
They're
not.
a non-for-profit. Yeah, that's some kind of a scam.
John, we need to create a non-for-profit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no
yeah.
shit.
Everybody else is getting rich using them. Why can't we? Right?
Yeah, we could be a religion. We could do something.
Oh, Lord, dude, I could be a preacher.
Yeah, well, so now that whole thing happens, and I said before that it pissed me off because the NHL, the NBA, the NFL, who was the other? MLB, all play games in China, whether it's exhibition, whether they broadcast in China, whether they do whatever they do. And they also, obviously we know Nike's situation with China and all that. So many human rights violations go on in China, right?
Oh, yep.
We did not get angry over that. But this thing here, all hell broke loose over Saudi Arabia. They're the same guys.
A little bit extra there, though, John. Did the 9/11 hijackers not come from there?
Oh, sure they did. Yeah.
There it is. There's your issue. That's what it is.
Yeah, they did come from there. Now
Promise
Saudi
the families. The PGA promised those families they weren't going to merge.
Oh wow.
They met. I guess those families were pissed, man.
Wow.
They're fucking mad, and I don't blame them.
But they got to start finding other things. There's a lot of things that Saudi has their hands in this country. Like they're going to have
the most money in the world.
Look at. I mean, do these people boycott the NHL? Do they boycott the NBA? Do they say like even WWE goes over there, UFC goes over there? I'm talking about Saudi now. It's just kind of, I don't know. I understand.
Just because they have all the money doesn't mean we have to let them have fucking everything,
And we give it to them.
Places could say no because everybody's selling out. They're going to own everything at some point.
Yeah.
We don't have to. These companies don't have to let them own everything. Some can take it on the shins and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not letting you buy it. Because I'll tell you, dude, what are you going to do when they own everything and shit changes real quick?
Yeah, well, we're lucky because think about growing up, and you'll remember this, of course, when it all started and everything became made in China. Remember the whole thing? Yeah. I mean, everything went to that, and it's still there.
Yeah, and, pick up anything on your table.
It's all made in China. Rob, no, I thought you had something. Okay. Yes, that's an interesting. It was just the way it all finally ended is the way it might as well have just happened because it was going there anyways.
I know, but the head of the PGA, you know what, dude? The biggest problem is how much he stood on that soapbox and said all the shit that he said. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's the biggest problem. He made such a big deal out of it. He called it blood money. I mean, come on, dude. You can't do that and then cave.
No.
I wonder if he was forced
to, like president.
Oh. I wonder if he was forced to cave.
Yeah,
I wonder. There's got to be a board, right?
Yeah, got to be, right? Yeah, if they're non-for-profit, there's got to be a board. Yeah.
I wonder if they forced him.
Maybe. He should have quit. I don't know what he's doing. I said this when we talked before. The first time he brought it up, I guess you want to, if the 9/11 stuff is what they want to say, I mean, fine. But then there's when they tell me about human rights violations, that I don't want to hear because they're all over the world, and we don't care. We do business with all kinds of places that do horrible shit to people. Terrible stuff. You can pick and choose who you hold accountable and who you don't. You either don't work with these people, or you work with these people.
Right.
Yeah. And it's weird how the public allows some whatever. You know how it goes.
Including the 9/11 people, because Saudi Arabia was not the only country involved in that.
Well, you know what else too? The 9/11 people, and I feel sorry for them, of course. They lost loved ones. They should be angry at the United States government because they should have done something too. They should have, things with Saudi Arabia should have changed.
Absolutely.
I agree. We went the other way.
I agree. It's because they got oil. That's why.
Yeah. And killed millions.
Yeah.
And then you want to know why that group of people hate us so much because they took the brunt of what someone whatever. We should have been on the political
say we're really
platform. Yeah.
The sports is forcing us to talk politics, John.
Bullshit. But you know what we're gonna do?
Escape.
we're going to take a break because there's some NFL news. We got a little NFL kind of game we're going to play, but there are some big news. There's some signings. There's some cuts. There's some stuff. There's something I really want to ask you about one of the cuts, and I want to see what you're going to say. I'm curious. Robin, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back. Let's get it going here. Where's our break? About a minute and a half only.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
All right, welcome back to Spitball and Sports. All right, couple things in the NFL that I know you're going to know, Scott, but I'm going to want to get your opinion on. First off, Frank Clark to Denver today. I think you might be muted, Scott.
Sorry.
That's okay. Frank Clark to Denver, and the edge rushers went again. Yep, and then there is Leonard Floyd to Buffalo. Yeah. Before I ask you about the cuts, I want to ask you: you just found out about? Yeah, I just found out about Frank Clark myself.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Good. Leonard Floyd for 1 year is a real good good. Why not? Is basically what I say. What do you think?
I know he wasn't star-studded and spectacular when he was with Chicago, but he had some pretty good years with the Rams.
Yep.
If he can produce that, if he can repeat that production here,
yeah, it's great. Yeah,
I'd love it. I don't think it's a bad deal at all.
No, in Chicago,
I think it gives our defense something it hasn't had.
Yes, yeah,
a little bit of pop in that area, right? I mean,
in Chicago, he had his moments because everyone was kind of a little upset that they didn't keep him. There was some people that were like, "Geez, why are you letting him? Why are you trading him?"
Sack production wasn't too huge, so I myself didn't follow them, obviously. So I go by his stats, and I saw that his sack numbers never really were. He was like about 3-4 sacks a year, it seemed like.
Yeah, he was always having pressure. He's a big guy. He's tall, the whole deal, arm length. I
didn't look at pressures. I should have looked at that.
I think though, for Buffalo, 1 year you get him. If he doesn't work out, it does not matter. Like, okay, fine, who cares? Do you see what I mean? Like, there's no big. You're not on the hook for nothing.
It gives them someone of that caliber that they haven't had in that position in a while,
and give it a shot. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Absolutely, man.
It's a smart one.
His problem in Chicago was
injuries in Chicago. Yeah, I think I told Scott that online.
He's stayed healthy since he left, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's had much in LA. I don't recall.
Yeah. Nothing significant.
I don't think he missed many games. No,
Yeah.
nothing like it was in Chicago. And he was the Bears drafted him. It was a great pick and all
Yeah,
that.
did he have a nagging injury, or was it different, or was it the same thing all the time?
I believe one time he had an ankle, and I think another time there was a concussion in there.
Okay.
There's an ankle injury, and the concussion kept him out a long time. He got let me think. He got a concussion on week 10 and didn't come back until the last game of the. Like, he was out for like 6 weeks with a concussion.
Did he have multiple concussions prior to that?
He may have, maybe in college. I don't even know. I'm not sure because he was.
I didn't know if you mentioned it at the time that he had multiple concussions.
I don't recall. He had a good year, I thought, with Khalil Mack that one year when they played together.
Yeah.
Now Mack got all this, the price.
When he's got Von Miller or something, because he's going to have to work without Von probably for the first 6 weeks of the season, possibly.
That'll be interesting to see how he does there, but he will be enough, I think, to make other teams at least have to pay attention to him, which could free up other people.
That's all I want.
And that's what I think he did with Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
I think he helped him by freeing. He probably did that with Von Miller in LA, where because he is a freak. He's one of those guys that's got all the size and he's got the speed and he looks like he could be. He's going to die. He's going to destroy you.
Right.
I worry that Ed Oliver is going to turn into fat and lazy. That really worries me. I don't know why they paid him. I don't know why they paid him. I thought he was going to get traded.
Yeah, and I was glad. I didn't want Chicago to get him. They kept mentioning the Bears.
I thought he was going to go to Arizona.
That'd have been perfect
for the D-Hop. I honestly thought that was what a trade was going to happen, and I was convinced. I never said it. I was convinced in my head that was going to be the trade prior to the draft, because I didn't think I thought he did something as Instagram bullshit, but none of the fans wanted him here,
and they left.
He's that well liked here because he doesn't do anything, man.
He came with a I know.
So much. He's always hurt.
I will tell you I think Leonard Floyd, but on Leonard Floyd, it's just a good. It's one of those things where. It doesn't. Anyone that thinks anything other than this, it can't hurt. Why not? If things go terribly wrong, you can let them go. It doesn't even matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't really hurt you. He said he's here because he wants a ring. So that's
similar to Frank Clark to Denver. There's no risk. The only thing you've seen edge rushers starting to go away. Isn't there the other guy who used to play for Jacksonville? He's still out there. He's got like an African last name, like Ng. Yeah, Yannick, whatever. Yeah,
Yannick Ngakoue.
He's out there still. Yeah. He's a good one. He's going to come with a higher price than those two guys because he's.
Well, guys are smart, dude. You know what? If you're a good veteran player and you're a good pass rusher, I would say, you know what? When you get to after you've gotten your first big contract, fuck that. I would go on 1 year.
Sure.
Be that guy because they'll pay you. You'll make a ton of money. You play 1 year. Move, boom. Next year, go to the next contender. They seem to be kind of doing that now, right?
They do, yeah.
They do it more often than I've ever seen them do it before.
Yeah.
They're coming with that same mindset. I want to win a ring, and it's easier for them to do it now. Because teams are more apt to sign those not team friendly, but not super gigantor 1 year contracts.
Definitely, and that's what's holding.
That also is a guy that wants a championship that isn't going to make $30 million for 1 year, right? You know what I mean.
And that's what's holding back DeAndre Hopkins, obviously, is his price tag. That's why he's not on the team.
Why would you say how important this is? Okay, hear me out for 1 second. Mm-hmm. You go, and I don't mean just for Buffalo here.
Right, anybody.
Out there, right? You go out there, you slip it out that money wasn't a big deal, and then you delete it, right? But you slipped it out there. It was seen. Everybody saw it. You talk about how you want to win a championship. That's what you're about at this point. After all is said and done, it is all turned around and it's all about the fucking money. He's going to look at the Patriots? Really? So they're DeAndre Hopkins away from going to the Super Bowl? I mean, are we really serious here?
Well, he knew where Buffalo... These guys know...
Bills and knew the situation that Tampa was under.
Yeah, so Kansas City, too. You couldn't go to either team if you were trying to do this. So
why would you tell teams that there was no way they could sign you, that you wanted to play there? And say it multiple times.
I know.
It wasn't just Buffalo he mentioned. He mentioned Kansas City a couple times. There's other teams. And I'm like, dude, if you know it's impossible, why do you keep pushing the issue?
Right. And then you're going to say, I want 15 mil or whatever the hell he's looking to get.
What an asshole. To me, I hope he fails wherever he goes. I hope he doesn't win.
And you know what? Chances are, with his background and injuries and all that stuff, you don't be surprised if he plays 10 games. So
Right.
Here's something that happened, and and Robin, and you can jump in on this after I ask Scott too, and maybe you're going to agree with what Scott's take on this. Dalvin Cook gets cut, and what does that do for Saquon Barkley? I wonder, because you're starting to realize that they just don't give a damn about running backs. I mean, it just doesn't matter. Dalvin Cook has made the Pro Bowl the last 4 years. This guy he's a difference maker. If the Bears got him tomorrow, I'd be very happy.
Oh my God.
I mean, this would be something I think would help Fields, and it would actually help them win games.
They talk about him going to the Bills, but makes no sense when his brother finally gets his opportunity to start. Oh, he's going to go there and take it from him and relegate him to third down duty? I don't think so. That'll never happen. Never happen.
I really think if there's Miami sounds the team, but there's others. Dallas could jump in this mix because Ezekiel Elliott's gone.
He has money. I mean, I know he wants to. I guess. I mean, he put the Dolphin thing in there or something, but
I think they have the money for Cook, but they didn't have it for DeAndre Hopkins. I know that.
Why would they let him go?
It's interesting, and they signed Madison, whatever the hell his name is.
I don't get why do they do?
I'd love to know. That's a really good question. I'd like to hear why.
The injury? Is it something about that injury that maybe something that you're not going to know until he goes through his physical or something?
He's been very injured, even when he was in Florida State.
Oh, really?
He's been often. That was my whole thing with him. Every time I'd watch him play the Bears, it would be, and I think I used to say this to someone. It was fantasy football related.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of time. But
he never plays a whole season. So you ain't getting 18 or 17 games out of him.
Probably not. That 1 year, though, that coach fucked him up. They fired him. Who was the guy that they just fired? The Vikings just fired the guy a couple years ago. I could still see his face.
Zimmer?
What's that?
Zimmer.
Zimmer.
Coach?
Yeah,
Zimmer.
Yeah, it was Zimmer.
Zimmer. Yeah. Okay,
Remember that game? They took him out. He had a thigh injury. And then for no reason in the fourth quarter, and he got hurt and he missed like the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It was something that might have got him canned. I don't know, but
it should have. It should have got him canned.
That's like it should have got someone in Chicago possibly fired after what they did to Fields last year. I mean, he was saying his legs didn't feel right because he had been running wild. It was the game after Buffalo. He says, "My legs don't feel right. My legs aren't feeling right." And here he goes. And next thing you know, he got injured.
Who got that?
Yeah, he said my legs aren't feeling
that. When did you find that out?
Oh, I heard it on the game that I was watching.
Oh, you never brought it up on here. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just dawned on me. I remember them saying on the game, and it might have been before the Bills game. I think it might have been before the Bills game, where he's against Chicago, where his legs, whoever they talked to, in the pregame.
The medical staff? Who was it? The medical staff, or was it the coach? Like who?
It's a good question because I didn't mind them playing him. Okay, stay in the pocket a little more. Don't run. You can throw the ball, just don't go. And then there he goes. He was doing those set plays where he's
like asking Josh Allen not to run. That's part of his game.
It has to be, or else
that way he can't. He doesn't know how to play differently. That's a very difficult thing to do, is to try to get a running quarterback to stop running.
It makes them special. But what do you guys think it means for Saquon Barkley as he's sitting there? He doesn't want to play under the tag, but I think he's going to, but he doesn't want to.
I'm sure he doesn't.
He wants to be traded terribly.
He'll be gone after the season.
But man, that's got to be a kick in the nut. Now he's only 26 years old.
The Danny Dimes contract, how are they going to pay him?
Injuries too, by the way.
And I don't know who's up next year for the Giants. I'd have to also look at who's due for contracts. But they don't have the money. They're not going to have the money. And there's no way no team is going to invest that kind of money in a running back. Saquon's going to want ridiculous money, so he's going to have to go somewhere where he's going to get a huge signing bonus and have a low cap hit.
The big rumor that I keep seeing is Chicago. They even showed me what the trade would look like today.
They got that, but would they give him some guaranteed money bonus? A small contract? Would they do that?
They haven't spoke on that. Like, I didn't see any of that stuff. They just showed me that the Bears would give them like a couple third-round picks, maybe a second and 20, whatever, and for Barkley. I mean,
I would do it.
I would do it, but I'm always concerned with his injuries.
Yeah.
The happiness is having an owner who's got the money to give these guys guaranteed money. That's
guaranteed
the key.
Money. Yes.
That's the guaranteed money is the key to your salary cap. That's why McAfee always says the salary cap's fake, because it is.
It is.
Team where the owner has big pockets and is willing to use them. Like Buffalo could totally sign DeAndre Hopkins right now if Pagula said, okay, give him this much guaranteed.
Right.
I mean, just like that, they could do it.
I still wonder on your Bills if really he was necessary, and if
I don't think so.
they even really I didn't see, now maybe you saw more. I didn't see anyone really trying to recruit him. Like, it was weird. Like, I didn't really see much about people, like, I didn't see Stephon Diggs wanting him, like saying on Twitter.
No, wait a minute. Von Miller did. No, they didn't recruit anything because Von Miller did it because they made a bit of a thing about it. Dawkins, he did it. Josh Allen has been interviewed, and he just got it when he did his Madden interview. They asked him about it again. No, there's been a few of them. There was a few. It was just a little, and that was it. They didn't go on a full. They're not keeping it going. Brandon Beane's been asked like 3 times.
Right.
McDermott was asked.
You just wonder, man. Sometimes
Brandon Beane gets asked at DeAndre Hopkins in every interview.
Sometimes too many cooks spoil the soup, or whatever that saying is, and you just wonder.
But I think if he came in, Stephon Diggs would become a big problem.
He might.
I guarantee you he would.
Yeah, because Hopkins
he would. I guarantee you that's why they won't do it. Is because
it's a smart move. Smart, because Hopkins is a presence, right?
Man.
Yeah.
It'll be like Thielen again. He already had this situation. This is his team now, which he's earned that right, right? With his play, he's earned the right for that to be his squad. You bring Hopkins in, it isn't his squad no more.
I agree.
And he's 1B, right? I think it would become a problem.
I think you're right. I agree with that. Here's this little game we want to do. I was going to just pick some teams out randomly, and maybe between the 3 of us, we could think of their best 3 or 5 players, whatever we could think of. Doesn't matter what side of the ball.
Are we not using the internet for this?
We can. Oh yeah, you can use the internet.
Okay. I didn't know if we were trying to do it off the top of our head.
No, that'd be too much. Yeah, definitely get online, do something, the internet. But we'll go with let's pick a random team.
Is this going to be now? What are we doing? The top what?
Top. How about 3? But if we want to go more than 3, because we feel like there's more, we can.
Okay.
Type of thing. Let's go with the. Let me see. Close my eyes. The New York Giants. Even though we were talking about Barkley, let's talk about the Giants.
Okay.
Now you'd have to put Jones, obviously, as the quarterback of the team. Seems to have some. He's athletic. He's pretty good. He's decent.
Yeah.
So he's definitely one of their top 3 players. Has to be, or top 5, whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
Saquon Barkley goes into that mix too. If he's on the team, he certainly is.
Right.
Right, guys? You would say that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, the one guy I love on that team is that outside linebacker. What's his name? Kenyon Thibodeau.
Oh yeah.
I really like that guy.
That dude is so good.
From Oregon, yeah, he's awesome.
That's an easy one to agree with for sure.
So now, after that, you know who's on that team now, guys? I don't know if you realize it. Maybe you do. Darren Waller. Remember how good he was once?
Is he really on that team?
Yeah, he's on the Giants now. Remember how good he was? He was so dominating. And I don't know. I know there was injuries, but there seemed to be a little bit of off the field stuff. And man,
the off the field shit with him was, you know what that was about, right? It wasn't any big off the field thing.
I can't remember.
It was legit about the coach being upset that he didn't invite him to his wedding.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Literally, that was it was about. His wife even said something online about it.
How foolish.
That they believed that's what it was about.
Wow. Well, then you know what? This guy's awfully good, Waller. We know how good he can be if he's healthy.
I heard Greg Olson was talking about him. He said that other than he's got Kelsey as his best tight end, he says Waller's by far the second best. He said the guy is he's just so athletic that he hasn't had a lot of success because of the teams he's been on, but he's like, I'm telling you. I mean, he had success a couple years ago when they were throwing to him like a champ. He had all kinds of touchdowns. But he got hurt this year, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he missed a lot of time.
I think he's going to make the Giants. Dude, he can make the Giants really good. He's definitely an upgrade.
Absolutely. How about this team? Because I just looked at them, the Green Bay Packers. I mean, there's a tough one because obviously Aaron Jones, he's still kind of he's one of their difference makers, right?
Right.
Is Love in that mix? Jordan Love? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, he's important, obviously.
He can't be in that mix yet
No.
because we don't know what he's going to be able to do.
You've got. I mean, that's what I mean. They don't have much. Bakhtiari is a great offensive lineman, right?
say.
I mean,
That's got to be the next for them because, but he can't stay healthy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got that knee issue, and he came back, and then all of a sudden he had an issue with it again. He was having issues coming back to play. He played, and then he went off to the sideline, and then he came back again.
Right.
Weird. It was weird.
Yeah. Very weird. And then even defensively, it's a weird team. I don't know. I was looking at the roster, obviously, for these teams kind of a little bit before we started, and I was having a hard time.
Yeah.
I was having a really hard time finding those guys that I would say that about. It's easy when you're looking at the Giants, like some of them. But I don't see that I'm having a hard, like even the receivers. Who? Ryan Dobbs or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Who's the other kid who made a lot of touchdowns? Christian something. Watson.
Right. I'd have to say he's got to be number 3 instead of Love. I would say he's probably number 3.
I would go Watson, Dobbs, but you combine them together.
Oh God.
No, really, because there's nothing going on there. I mean, there's good guys that can tackle. They got some linebackers. Walker's all right. Who do you got over there, Robin?
Jair Alexander's pretty good. Alexander's pretty good.
He's not. Yes, he's pretty good.
Devondre Campbell.
That guy's good. Yeah, I mean, these guys are tackle. He can tackle.
It was Romeo Dubs. That's who you were talking about.
Romeo. Okay, yeah, him. All right, so that's the
A.J.
Packers.
Dillon. I mean, they got Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. Do they still have the two of them?
I think A.J. Dillon must still be there. I haven't heard him go anywhere. Right? Yeah, you haven't heard nothing. Not that I know of.
No, he is there. He is there. How's Lucas Van Ness, their defensive end? Is he any good?
I don't like. He's the guy they just drafted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he went too high. I mean, it's yet to be seen. I mean, but it just seemed a little high for him. But all right, Robin, let's go to the AFC side. So I'm going to pick blindly.
All right.
Okay.
Baltimore. We know Lamar Jackson will be on that list.
So OBJ.
Yeah, OBJ, Roquan. Yeah. I don't know. Did J.K. Dobbins get on that list? He can't stay healthy. Maybe. He's close.
Hey, on a side note,
Isn't
did you see Patrick Queen in the commercial for Madden? Josh Allen, give you your props, bro. You got the cover of Madden. First time NFL fans have ever been on a Madden cover. That's awesome.
Right.
And in the intro, in the commercial for it, Josh Allen's going into the end zone and he's pushing Patrick Queen to the ground. Patrick Queen took to Twitter. He was like, "What? What's going on? Why you got to do that to me, man?"
That's actually funny. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it was funny. He got all pissed about it.
That is fun. And Queen's probably one of their top guys.
Hey, tight end, Mark Campbell, right?
Andrews.
I knew it was a common name. Sorry,
yeah.
I don't know why I said Campbell.
Definitely, yes.
Isn't Tyler Linderbaum their tackle? Wasn't he supposed? Wasn't he the kid out of Iowa that was supposed to be the best center in the country?
I think he's good.
Yeah,
I think he's good. Yeah. He's played well.
How good do you think Baltimore's going to be this year? Honestly. Honestly.
Well,
got to remember, whole new offense.
Good defense. Very good defense.
Whole new offense. You know, he's probably, it's not going to be run heavy, I don't believe. But I don't know how you get away from that with him.
It's a what? It's a weak division.
I think they're going to be all right.
It's not weak. You got Cincinnati, you got Cleveland, you got Pittsburgh. It's not weak. Cincinnati's there.
Well, it's not weak at all.
No, I don't know why I was thinking it was the Tennessee division. Okay, so you got that. They're going to be on the cusp of a playoff berth, I think. I think they could be
a wild card.
Yeah, I think definitely maybe. I could see them not. Could there be an opportunity? They don't, sure. But I think
do you see I guess I'm asking, do you see Lamar really taking a big step this year because OBJ's there?
Not because of OBJ. I really don't. I think you'd take a big step just because maybe it's a different offense or something.
Offense coordinator. He's got to show me something, man.
Oh,
he's playoff handicapped.
Yes.
He can never make it past the first game, so.
The playoffs for him, he's got so many things to get off his back, it's not even funny.
Because I hear so many, everybody talks so great about the guy, but I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it because I'm not seeing it. I mean, I didn't watch him in college. I'm going on his NFL career. Yeah. Sure, he wows you here and there, but.
And that's the media's fault. Like, I don't understand. And I said this about Mitch Trubisky. It wasn't his fault that he was drafted number 2 overall. Right. It wasn't his fault that they put all that pressure on somebody who didn't probably need it or deserve it.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like that way a little bit with Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's better than Trubisky, but like the media drives this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly pushing him. It's not that he's pushing. They're pushing and probably putting the pressure's high because they want it so bad, the media.
Yeah.
And it's not happening yet. And they don't want to criticize the guy because they've pushed him so hard. I feel it. This is the way I feel.
Sure, they were driving him crazy, dude.
And I don't know if they do a service to the guy because he comes from Louisville. Wasn't that big, it's a big school, but they play in a smaller conference. Do you get what I'm saying? He comes in and man, right off the bat, the minute Bill Polian said what he said, that was it. The place, you know what I mean? They rallied around him because it wasn't
the narrative got set and the media went wild with it.
And every time he fails, they have to try to, this is the way I see it. They try to cover it. Like they try to give excuse to it. And I don't think the teammates, I don't think the organization does. I don't think they feed into that. Maybe they do. But here's what I'm saying. I think it was too long coming to make these changes that they've made. They should have made these changes for whatever they're doing now to try and change the offense. Should have done that a little bit ago.
3 years ago, they should have did it, John.
Yeah.
They should have fired Greg Roman. He was horrible.
He's terrible.
He was offensive coordinator for Buffalo for a year. He was fucking terrible.
We might see a better version. I mean, for me, I hope so, but I mean, whatever.
If I remember correctly, he might have been the offensive coordinator that they fired in training camp.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on that, but he might have been the guy. And I was shocked when I found out he was their offensive coordinator in Baltimore. I'm like, dude, he was a bum.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
He hadn't been good since, where was he at originally? Like San Francisco or something, like years ago?
Ground and pound guy. Yeah. That's what he is. That's his mentality.
And how do you do that? All right, let's pick another team. Random. I got all the divisions here, Robin. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of going blind. Oh, we're on the Browns. Cleveland Browns.
Oof.
Watson, Cooper.
It kills me to say that, but yeah.
Watson, Cooper. These are off the top of my head because we know these guys.
Line.
Chubb and Garrett.
Garrett.
Yeah, Miles. And so there's 4.
There's wideouts over there in Cleveland.
I know they have Cooper. They have that Peoples. What's his name?
Jones.
Peoples Jones. He's
pretty good. He took a step last year. He made a name for himself.
He's a good second guy to Amari Cooper. Yeah. And Chubb is really good. I think he's underrated.
They're in the Hopkins market.
They probably are.
I mean, I know Deshaun Watson was trying to get him there.
I think they could be a sneaky, if Watson is any good, they could be a sneaky team to get into the playoffs and cause problems. Give Cincinnati have some issues in regular season.
They've got one of the best offensive lines.
They do
in the league.
They still have Conklin and those guys. No, they're a good team. They just got a quarterback who last year it was a waste of time, but now they've gotten away with it. So what happens this year? Because no one's going to say another word to him this year.
I'm just sorry. I'm bringing up their depth chart for wide receivers. So
okay.
So they got Elijah Moore. Or I'm sorry, not Elijah Moore. Yeah, they got Elijah Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Amari Cooper.
Who's their tight end?
Oh, they got Noku.
Him still? Okay.
It looks like it. Did he? I thought he left there.
He has some. He has his moments. That guy.
Njoku?
Yes, yeah. I remember him from fantasy football, and then it's like, oh my god,
I thought he was like awesome, and then all of a sudden he just shits out. He disappears.
Yeah, I know.
You were putting up touchdowns, and now all of a sudden you're not there anymore.
I think the Browns are a little bit of a. They could be a wild card team that could be decent because I like that they have Chubb. They can run the ball. They got one of the best offensive lines. They got some people there. We just don't know what Watson's going to do.
He's got to become the old Deshaun Watson, which he was not last year.
No, it was so bad.
So
we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, because he was out of football for a couple of years, so we're going to see what happens with that. I mean, he should be there this year, but
let's flip over to the NFC real quick. Try to grab another team. We can do this every week, even because I'm not going to get to all of them, but we could just keep picking and seeing, and maybe we'll go to some of the worst teams, like you were saying. An idea. Go with them. Let me go. NFC. My thumb is on San Francisco.
Oh God,
There's a lot.
McCaffrey.
Yeah. Ayuk. Debo, right? Yeah.
Kittle, McCaffrey.
Debo
Samuel. I mean,
I like Fred Warner. I remember the linebacker. Yeah.
Even Dre Greenlaw is good.
And they got a Bosa there too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Bosa, Javon Hargrave. Yeah.
Wow, they got him too. Jesus, that Ayuk. Can you imagine? And it's going to be Darnold that's going to be on this. It's going to win for this team.
Right.
I didn't know Feliciano went to the 49ers.
Oh yeah, he's there. That's right. I saw that.
Trent Williams.
Darnold's going to be the starter.
Yeah. I don't think that.
Well, it's going to be interesting because I think with the Jets, you heard what Le'Veon Bell said about what they did to him over there. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's not ready.
No.
So.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Close, right?
Okay, John, let's say Brock Purdy can't come back till week 5. If Sam Darnold is 5-0,
he might.
Looks good, which I think he's gonna.
Let him play.
How do you pull him out?
I wouldn't. Not for Brock Purdy. No way. Because that's not somebody. You know what I mean? That's not like. It's not like. I don't even want to say like Josh Allen, Mahomes, but it's not like.
Because he proved it's a system deal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's no.
The Raiders, it's a whole different ballgame.
Even like if it was a Garoppolo, you might think twice. Okay, I'll put Garoppolo. You know what I mean? But it's really with Brock Purdy.
Garoppolo's the biggest system quarterback in the world.
Yeah. So
he's got the perfect team set up over there. An awesome defense and a phenomenal superstar offense, other than the quarterback.
Unbelievable. Yeah. All right.
Everybody but the quarterback are the stars on that team.
I'm going to go to the AFC for our last one. I'll go to the well, Las Vegas Raiders is who I touched. Well, the Raiders. We know Devontae Adams is there still.
It's Devontae Adams is number 1.
Jacobs is still decent. Josh Jacobs, I guess.
Yep. Hunter Renfrow, pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad. Chandler Jones is there, right?
Yeah.
Max Crosby.
I like him.
Yes.
A lot.
Great player, man. I really like him too.
He reminds me of that Aiden Hutchinson with the Lions, who I like too. Michigan, yeah.
Chandler Jones is over there.
They're not. They should be, and it's Garoppolo, right? He's their starter, I believe. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but is he? Yeah, but is he going to be starting?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Right? Is he hurt?
Hurt?
I don't even know what he is. Who's their backup? Who's the? I forget. Do you know? I don't know. I don't remember. I can't freaking remember who they're bad.
I can tell you right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know.
Duh.
So who have we done? We did the Giants. We did the Giants. We did the Packers. We did just now we did the 49ers too. The Raiders, the Browns. Those are the teams we've done so far. And Baltimore. Okay. That's 6 teams. So then next week we'll come back with some more.
So they got Jimmy Garoppolo and Aiden O'Connell that they drafted, but
oh jeez.
I'm not seeing that. Why am I not?
I don't even
seeing that they have anybody else there. They got to have somebody else there.
Yeah, I have no access because you know what I'm doing. All right. I can't imagine. Maybe that's all who knows? The Raiders are so weird. Who the hell knows with them?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I saw the Bears I didn't even know the Bears backup quarterback was Walker, the guy that played for, I can't remember his first freaking name. Yeah, I think he played for Carolina. So that was interesting. I had no idea that was their backup.
Okay, so you ready? Yeah. Here's what they got. Their quarterbacks are Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer. That's Aiden O'Connell, and Chase Garbers.
Brian Hoyer. Who wants to see him again? Oh.
Why have they not grabbed up a better backup quarterback?
Very true. The guy the Bears have is better than Brian Hoyer.
Oh, they are so Raiders.
Yeah.
Typical Raiders shit that they do.
Terrible. All right. So we did 6 teams, Scott. We did the Giants, the Packers, the 49ers. We did the Browns, the Ravens, and the Raiders. We didn't do anything from the AFC East or the AFC South. We did nothing from the NFC South. So maybe next week we'll come back and do 4 or 5 more or something.
Okay. Yeah. Don't forget, we're very, very close to having absolutely nothing to talk about.
Yeah, no, I know. So this is good.
But hopefully, you know, these sports keep giving, because they generally do.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's gotten arrested out of the NFL yet, have they?
No, thankfully. Let's hope they don't.
No, it's getting warm out, so that shit's coming. So we should have all kinds of fun in that department. See who doesn't play this season.
And I'm curious to see what John Morant gets when this finals are over. I'm dying to hear what the commissioner's going to say.
I heard they think it's going to be pretty bad, because I guess the commissioner was pretty miffed with him.
I'm wondering what else he saw. There's something we don't know, because it's something beyond just what he did.
Yeah.
No doubt. The way he talked, it was like we have new developments. It was pretty.
I don't know if it's just, something for sure. Yeah, something else. So we're going to find out.
Yeah. All right.
I'm curious about that.
So tonight, you're going to watch basketball. What do you got? Anything? You got anything on this game tonight? I didn't even ask.
I'll give it to you right now.
All right, hold on. Let's do I got at least.
Give me money.
Let me find the money. Hold on, music. Money music. All right, Scott, let's make money for people, or try.
All right. So this is what I'm rolling with. So this is so far tonight. This is what I got. And I'm definitely betting this. I got Jamal Murray to score 20-plus points.
Okay.
Jamal Murray to record 3+ made threes.
Okay.
And Nikola Jokic to record 12+ rebounds. If you feel like adding to that, you can add to it right now.
Very good. Oh, he froze up. I think Scott froze on us here. Yeah, Scott has frozen. All right, so we got here's his picks. You ready?
Ready.
We got Murray over 20, plus 20 points. 3 or over threes. Jokic, 12 or over rebounds. It's a nice 3-team parlay, actually. Yeah. It's a good one. I think Scott is frozen. So why don't we do this? For Scott, I will tell him, I'll tell everybody goodbye.
Yes.
Robin, thank you for everything you do over there.
Yes.
And keeping this place
back
going.
On now.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Scott.
I have no idea what happened, dude.
That's all right. So it's a good.
On my camera, I can't see anything, but you can hear me, so that's fine.
Yes, I can hear you. Yep, 3-team parlay looks good. We're just gonna sign off for next week. What do you got going on this weekend? Anything fun? Anything good?
Oh yeah, man. We're super psyched. It's our yearly thing. Tomorrow is Comic-Con, baby.
Oh yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah. Some of my boys, some of my show, some of those guys are going to be there. There's all kinds of characters, people from old. I'll explain it to people who don't understand. It's pretty much people from some of the hit TV shows and movies that are going right now, but mainly it's mostly people from old movies, like the original Michael Myers guy will be there. The guy who plays Jason in Friday the 13th will be there. Hellraiser, that guy will be there. It's old actors. There's tons of them. The Trailer Park Boys are gonna be over there.
Old wrestlers too, right?
There's tons of old female wrestlers are gonna be there. Rick Flair will be there.
That's cool. Nice.
I doubt I'll see him because generally somebody like Ric Flair won't be out there signing autographs. You paid a photo op. He's probably not going to be at a table. But if he is, I always try to sneak pics before I get thrown out.
Right.
My daughter's cosplaying, and my wife is wearing the lovely headpiece right now.
Is it right across the bridge?
She gets dressed up. So see.
Oh, she's dressed up.
You got to turn around. You got to turn around. She's got no makeup on, so she don't want anybody to see her.
She covered her face.
My kid gets dressed up and goes over to it. Thank God we're not in Florida because they think she's wearing drag or something.
Right.
But Because we're going to Canada, it's all good.
Nice. Well, have a good time. What are we going to, you know what? I'm going to do nothing, just nothing. I got podcasts like crazy tomorrow with a couple other ones. And then I've got wrestling in the morning.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to watch the wrestling one after the fact. Just I'll have to watch the rerun of it just because I want to see that interview with Big John Studd's kid.
Excellent, man. All right. I'll see you next week, but I'll talk to you sooner. I'm going to send you that thing. I want you to see that thing with Barkley.
No, definitely. Send it to me off the air.
All right, Scott. Take it easy.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.